Hi guys, Abby here. So this is editing Abby because I lost all the footage for the intro, so you now have me. This is, as you can see from the title, a 24-hour readathon. However, it is the 24 hours where you do it on a timer rather than actually 24 hours. However, I think in future I'm gonna do 24 hours straight, like straight through. So like down below if you think that's a good idea. The first book that I read in this is A Forbidden Love for Fire by Margaret A. Dyer, and I will let Abby continue this for you. Okay, it is now 10:30. It's been around 33 minutes, and I have finished this book. So my boyfriend said I should tell you a bit about the books so that you are aware, and that would make my videos more interesting. So I'm just going to read the blurb because my fear is that I spoil it for someone. So if I read the blurb, then you know. For years, the four nations have lived together in a fragile harmony: air, earth, fire, and water, united. Now, Great Britain has disrupted the balance and threatened the very stability of the four nations. The problem? Gemma. When Gemma is appointed the new Great British Water Nation General, the first woman to ever earn that title, she sets in motion a series of events that could bring destruction on her people, and it all begins with a dance. Daniel, the Great British Fire Nation General, still new to his role and trying to prove himself, is eager to make the acquaintance of his new colleague, but when he does, a spark is ignited. Their relationship, a forbidden union of fire and water, will make them question everything they know about their world and their own past. They will quickly learn that uncovering the secrets of your own history can bring untold consequences. So that is the synopsis for this book. It was actually really good. I'm going to give it a 3.75. I did really enjoy it. It's very short, however, and it's the first book of a series, so the next book isn't out till June, so I'm going to have to message her and be like, hi, can I get the next one please? Because I absolutely adored it. I earned 200 points for my dragon team with this book, 100 points for reading it, 50 points for it having my mascot, which is a dragon, and third point is actually because water is a big part of this book, so 200 points to me. The next book I am going to move on to is My Killer Vacation. I don't really know much about this book, I just know that I really want to read it and people are obsessed with it. So that's now ready, so I'm going to read you the back of this book because I don't want to spoil it. It was supposed to be a relaxing vacation in sweet sunny Cape Cod, just me and my beloved brother, but discovering a corpse in our rental house really throws a wrench in our tanning schedule. Now a rude, crude bounty hunter has arrived on the back of his motorcycle to catch the killer and refuses to believe I can be helpful, despite countless hours of true crime podcast listening. Not to mention a fulfilling teaching career of wrangling second graders. A brash bounty hunter and an energetic elementary school teacher, the murder solving team no one asked for, but thanks to these pesky attempts on my life, we're stuck together come hell or high tide. Nice. And there's a second part, so I don't know what this means. Like, I don't know if there's like two main characters. Ah, okay, right, cool. So the first one is from the female perspective, and this one's going to be from the male perspective. I'm just here to do a job, not babysit an amateur sleuth, although it is becoming less and less of hardship to have her around. Sure, she's stubborn, distracting, and can't stay out of harm's way. She's also brave and beautiful and reminds me of the home I left behind 3 years ago. In other words, the unstable hunger and protectiveness she's waking up in me is a threat to my peace of mind. Before I sink any deeper into this dangerous attraction, I need to solve this murder and get back on the road. But will fate take her from me before I realise the road has been leading to her all along? Love it. I'm obsessed. I hope that like in the book it is like very clear who's talking, because I hate when there's like multiple POVs and you don't know who's saying what. So it is now night time, so I'm gonna go to bed. The problem with getting up super early in the morning means like I get more tired during the day and I feel like dead slumpy. So I'm on page 116, which is like nearly halfway. Halfway is like 145. It's really good. However, I feel like my problem with it is it goes from 0 to like a million so fast. And I feel like I can't savor and enjoy the points because it's just, I'm just like, what? Why is that so quick? And I get that it's a short book, but like, I'd rather read a longer book that has more intention and more meaning to it. But I'll just show you the timer before I go to sleep. So we're on 3 hours and 5 minutes and 52 seconds. So I'm going to keep this on this and I'm going to keep it on charge tonight. And in the morning when I pick this book back up, I'll start the timer again. Guys, I finished my killer vacation. And I just feel a bit deflated because I had such high hopes for it because everyone kept telling me how great it was. But it was like a 3.5. It was alright, it was good. It was also a little bit cringe at points. And like I said before, it was too fast. Like the love interest, it went too fast for me. Like I couldn't cope. He is an ick. Like he's literally an ick for me. So now I'm going to move on to The Hobbit. I don't have my iPad on me right now, it's in the boot, but we're on like 4.5 hours now. So I feel like it's appropriate that I'm in Luke's room for reading The Hobbit because he has his Middle Earth map up here. So yeah, I'm like 42% the way through. However, it is time to go to bed. So we're on 5 hours 14 minutes. I am loving it a lot more than I thought I would. I knew I would love it, but I didn't think I'd love it this much. I love that the hobbits, they all sing all the time. There's always songs, like every chapter has at least one song in it, and I'm like all for that. I love the riddles, like it's going so well, and I'll definitely have this finished tomorrow. So at this rate, I'm literally finishing like a book a day. We've still got loads of hours left to try fit more books in, and Luke's already told me that there's going to be a dragon, so that means I get more points for my team by reading this because I got dragon. I love it. I love getting all these points. So today I managed to finish The Hobbit and I absolutely loved it. Definitely a 5 stars for me. I can't wait to read the rest of the Lord of the Rings series. I'll probably do a 24-hour binge of that soon, so keep your eyes peeled. However, I think my favourite character is Gandalf. Like, he is just iconic. It was near the beginning and he was just like, what is this, tea? I'll have a wine. I'm like, yes, King, we love it. Get what you want. So I've moved on to ebook. So this is the Dragon Blood collection. So this is books 1 to 3. So obviously I'm starting on Balanced on the Blade's Edge, which is the first book. But I'll give you the synopsis that it says here. 1,000 years have passed since a dragon has been seen in the world. Science and technology have replaced magic, which has dwindled until it became little more than an element of myth and legend. There are those who still have dragon blood flowing through their veins, distant descendants of the mighty creatures of old. These rare humans have power to cast magic, the power to heal, and the power to craft alchemical weapons, capable of starting wars or ending them. But they are feared for those powers, and in recent centuries they've been hunted nearly to extinction. The few remaining survivors must find a way to change how humanity perceives them, or be lost to the world forever. So that sounds awesome. So from what I've got so far, there's dragons and there's pirates in this. So not only do I get extra points, but I actually attack the other team. So that is a positive there. I'm like 56 pages into it, so I'll have it finished tomorrow. It's a short one, it's like 200 odd, and I can read it in the gym and stuff. So that will be all good. This is the time that we're on for me going to bed. So we're 3 books in and we're 6 hours and 43 minutes. Guys, I've done a boo-boo. It's the 6th of June now. And I've not updated you because I've been really busy and it actually took me like 3 days to read that really short book because of that. However, I was determined yesterday to finish it. And I finished it at like 4 to midnight or something like that, really, really late. And I forgot to turn my timer off, so my timer's been on all night. But I know I was about 8.5 hours in. So if I get my phone and I use my phone as a timer also and time it for 10 hours, I'll just practically be back to this. I am so annoyed at myself. Anyway, the book. Let's go on about the book. So, Balance on the Blade's Edge is the first book of the Dragonblood series. I thought there would be dragons. There's not dragons. There's a plane that's called like Dragon Flight. However, there is pirates. There are pirates. They call themselves pirates. So I'm including that. So I might not have got points for my team, but I can attack another team. So that's good. I don't know, it's just called the Dragonblood series, so I just assumed. But then it's called the Dragonblood series, which makes sense because I don't know what they call themselves, I can't remember. But like the people with magic is because they've got dragon blood. So it was in the title, but I just assumed there would be dragons. And there was this character that the whole time I was like, oh, that must be a dragon. That just must be a dragon. It wasn't, it was a sword. But you know, they're very similar. Do you not see it? Yeah, they're very similar. So next we're off to the beach today. So I thought this was a good excuse to read Meet Me in Hawaii because it's a wee beach setting and that'll at least get me the water setting. Points for that. So we're currently in second place, I've seen on the leaderboard. So let's keep this up. I think I might be lying actually. No, I think we are second place. Let me check. I've just checked. We're actually third. We're just second written. Which is kind of annoying because I would put it in order, but that's not the point. I have like 3 other readathons that I'm doing just now as well, so stress, but it's going to be so much fun. So I have started Meet Me in Hawaii and I'm absolutely loving it. I just know I'm going to love it. I'm only 42 pages in. We have just met our main character. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Is it Mali? I don't know. To me that's Mali. We've met Mali and this is her here. Gorgeous. She is a surfing instructor and I just think that's so cool, and I probably should have guessed it from the surfboard on the front, but I'm excited to read on about it. It's gonna be awesome. They do like surfing therapy, so like surfing lessons for like kids with disabilities or have been in accidents and stuff like that. So we're back on the beach. It's now Tuesday the 13th. I'm just going to show you what I'm on. So I'm about halfway through the Sherlock Holmes. I'm going to try and finish that today. We're on 13 hours now on the clock. Then I'm going to move on to Ithaca because I really want to read this. And I've managed to get Luke. Well, I mean, I never managed. Luke picked it. To read lore. I read this last year and absolutely loved it, and I've been talking a lot recently on Bookstagram with people about it because they were reading it. So now I'm so grateful that Luke gets to read it now. We're 15 hours in now. I've just finished The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I think I'm going to give it a 3.75, and my reason is, so I loved it, don't get me wrong, I love Sherlock Holmes and I love how he figures things out in all the different stories, like how he can just tell because of X, Y, and Z, and I love how they explain it. My problem is that each chapter was a separate story, and I'm all for that. I love like miniature stories, etc. However, my problem was each chapter was like 20 pages long, so it's taken me about 3-4 days to get through this book, literally just because I'm like, have I got enough time to read 20 pages? Because I just can't leave in the middle of a chapter, do you know what I mean? Especially when there's no really points. That's why I like chapters. Like, that's why I'm not really a big fan of like separate books, because I'm like, I like being able to stop. Do you know what I mean? I use chapters as a kind of what's coming next. Like, I'm like, I can do one more chapter. It's only like 10 pages long. Whereas this is like 20 pages and it was stories, so you had to read the whole thing. But I finally finished it. So we're 7 books in this month and for the readathon, so everything's going great. So we are 16 hours in, it's the next day. I only read about 50 pages of Ithaca. It's kind of hard to read, and I don't know if it's just because I've not read Greek mythology books in a while that I'm just out of it, out of the style, but it's fine. A parcel arrived for me today. So the first book we read was Forbidden Love for Fire, and the amazing The amazing Margaret A. Dyer sent me another wee package, and it's so sweet. It says, "Thank you, I hope you love the book and the gifts." Love Margaret A. Dyer. I love her, she's so sweet. So I'm really excited because that means in this readathon I'll probably get the second book of the series read, and I absolutely love the first one. Oh, my favourite. I love Tang Plastics, that's so sweet. How cute is this? Wait till you see this. How cute is this? I love it so much. Oh, amazing. So we've got the water bookmark for In Love with Fire. This is the main characters. I love it. I'm obsessed. I love it. I'm so happy. And finally, we have the book itself. Let's see. I'm so excited. Oh, and it's a lot longer. I love that. 323 pages. So it's now like 2 days later. I'm 132 pages into Ithaca. I didn't read it the other day. I read 50 pages and then I took a day off. And then I read another like 70 pages yesterday. I don't know why I can't deal with this book. The only time I really got into it was when they introduced Electra, because I know so much about Electra, so I know what was going on with like Agamemnon and Clytemnestra and all that. But I feel like each chapter you don't know whose point of view you're reading from until you're in it a wee bit, which I don't like. I don't like knowing who I'm reading from, because I have different voices for each of the characters in my head. So if I start thinking it's one person and start reading it in that voice, I get so confused and it's just annoying me. I can't get into it and I don't know what the problem is. So yesterday I read 100 pages of Ithaca. Is it getting any better? Not really. I kind of get it a bit more, like it's from Hira's perspective, but I don't think that was clear. I don't know if I missed it, but Luke will read it and he'll tell me if I missed it. I have no voice because I was at my friend's 21st. I wasn't drinking, I was just at it and it was so loud, so I've lost my voice from shouting. So hopefully my voice will be better tomorrow and I'll wrap this video up. Hopefully I'll get to 24 hours. I'm going to do some reading on the treadmill just now. So recently I've not been well, so this video is totally taking ages to do. To wrap Ithaca up, bleh, meh, meh. That's how I feel about it. It was very flat for me. However, I did think I gave it a 3.5. I feel like as it got on, it got better, but I felt like when I was reading it, I was just like, oh, come on, when is this finished? But yeah, hopefully I can read better books. Then I went on to Deathmaker, which is the second book, the one after Beyond the Blade's Edge. I really liked that. I liked it a lot better than I thought I would. Not that I thought the first book was bad, I thought the first book was good, but this one was just even better. Definitely 4.5 stars for me. I loved the characters a lot better in this one. Like, the two main characters just stood out to me, and I love their backstories, and I love their relationship together, and I love that they do really cool things to like escape from prison left, right and centre, and I think that's really cool. So we're on 21 hours 16 minutes and 2 seconds. So with the last 3 hours I'm going to try and read Drama Queen by Sarah Gibbs. My friend Caitlin let me borrow this. I'm very excited. It says, one autistic woman and a life of unhelpful labels. And I can't wait to read this. It's a non-fiction. It's my non-fiction for the month. I have today and tomorrow to read it. Because trying to find books, like female autistic books, is hard. And when I first got diagnosed, it was a rough time for me, like a really rough time. And then literally like not even 6 months later, COVID happened. So we're reading them now. we're getting it now. So I'm just like 100 pages in and we're on 22 hours 24 minutes, so we've not got long left. This is how much we've got left of the book, so we'll get that tomorrow. Guys, we have finished the 24 hours. It is done, finito, completed. 9 books in. This is the last book. I'm gonna be really honest. I liked the book, don't get me wrong. Liked it, brilliant, great, cool. It was difficult for me to read because I related to it so much. So I found myself finding it really hard to read because I was like, that's my life. Like, you're literally talking about my life. So I cried a lot during this book and I had to take loads of breaks from it because it was heavy for me. But I highly recommend that anyone reads this, especially non-neurodivergent people, because then you'll understand a little bit what we're going through. And it just, obviously it doesn't speak for every autistic person, but for like me personally, this is a great representation of my life and everything I went through before being diagnosed. And it's hard, it is hard, but hey ho. And obviously I don't rate non-fiction books, so this is not getting rated. This took me far too long. I assumed that I read loads because I got through so many books. Like every month I get through so many books. I don't read a lot. I read 24 hours in a whole month. Imagine how many books I would get through if I actually set some time aside. So hopefully in July I find some more time to read. We will see. So thank you for watching. Comment down below what your favourite book in June was, or if you would be crazy enough to do a 24-hour readathon challenge. See you later. Like and subscribe. Bye.